Hello everyone, and welcome. In this video, I will guide you through the complete process of creating and configuring a post processor in Woodsoft Nesting 2025. We will move through the interface from top to bottom, following the exact order shown on the screen. Before we begin adjusting any settings, we first need to create a new post processor profile. Open the post processor settings panel, then click Create Configuration. Enter a name for your new post processor. This name will appear later when exporting CNC files. Once you've entered the name, click Save Post Processor. The system will immediately add this profile to the list of available output formats. After saving, the post processor becomes selectable for any project in Woodsoft Nesting. Now that the profile is created, we can begin adjusting all its parameters. 1. Overall configuration. At the top of the settings panel, you'll find the Overall Configuration section. This is where you define the general output format for your CNC program. Start by choosing the CNC file extension, such as NC, CNC, ANC, or TXT, depending on the controller your machine uses. Below that, you can enable Add Material to CNC file name. If this option is active, the exported file name will automatically include the material type followed by the part sequence number, instead of using a plain numerical code. Next, we have Include N prefix at the line beginning. When enabled, each block in the G code will start with a line number such as N10, N20, N30, which is required by some CNC controllers. You can also enable Add Space in command line, which inserts a readable separation between G code parameters, making the program easier to inspect manually. Another important option is Add F parameter to all cutting commands. When this is turned on, every cutting block will include an explicit feed rate value, which many machines require for consistent movement. To the right, you can define the end-of-line character, such as a semicolon, if your CNC controller expects a specific terminator at the end of each line. Then, select the Z origin of your machine, either the top side of the board, or the bottom side. Different CNC models use different conventions, so choose the one that matches your machine. Next, select the tool number format, such as T01, T1, or any other style supported by your controller. Finally, choose the comment syntax. If your machine cannot interpret comments safely, it's best to set this to No Comments to avoid any parsing issues. 2. Cutting command syntax. The next section defines how the system outputs basic cutting commands. Here you can choose whether the machine uses G0 or G00, G1 or G01, and the ARC commands G2, G02, G3, or G03. This ensures that the generated code matches the exact syntax of your CNC controller. 3. Decimal precision. Below that is the decimal precision configuration. Each CNC brand has its own requirement for decimal formatting. So Woodsoft allows you to specify the number of digits after the decimal point individually for X-axis, Y-axis, Z-axis, I and J arc values, R arc radius, feed rate F, spindle speed S. For example, you may configure X and Y to use 3 decimal places, Z to use 2, and feed rates to use whole numbers, depending on what your machine accepts. 4. G-code file header and footer. Next, we configure the header and footer of the program. The header contains all initialization commands your machine must run before cutting begins. This can include commands like setting coordinate modes, initializing vacuum, activating safety functions, or loading tool offsets. Simply paste the required code from your machine's sample NC file into the header area. The footer includes all shutdown commands, such as returning axis to a safe home position, turning off vacuum, stopping the spindle, and ending the program cleanly. You can copy the footer structure directly from your machine's reference file. 5. Pull, push command. Some CNC machines support automatic loading or unloading of panels. This section defines either a combined pull and push command, or separate commands for pulling and pushing. If your machine performs both actions with one M code, select Pull and Push commands are together, and enter the required command. If your machine uses different codes for pulling and pushing, select the second option and enter each command separately. You can also define the minimum board thickness allowed for automatic pulling or pushing. ensuring that the system only activates the mechanism when it is safe to do so. 6. Cutting tool change. Now we move to the cutting tool change section. There are three main types of machines, depending on how they handle tool activation and tool switching. Type 1. Machines where the tool on command and the tool change command follow the same structure. In this type, the command that activates the tool and the command that switches to another tool share the same format. This applies to many CNC routers, and it can also apply to drilling machines if both tool on and tool change use one unified sequence. Here is a simple example using a machine without a drill block. M06, T1, M03, S18000, G43, H1. When entering this into Woodsoft, you place the entire structure into the tool change command field, where the tool number appears. You replace it with the tool placeholder called T placeholder, where the line break appears. You replace it with the line break placeholder called BR placeholder. For example, the structure becomes M06, T placeholder, BR placeholder, M03, S placeholder, BR placeholder, G43, T placeholder. Woodsoft will automatically insert the correct tool number and generate proper line breaks in the output file. For this type of machine, the stop tool command is usually something like M05. After entering these commands, Woodsoft will create the correct tool change sequence for every tool in the program. Type 2. Machines where the tool on command and the tool change command are separate. Some CNC machines, especially those with drilling units, use different commands for activating the drill unit, changing the drill bit, and turning the drill unit off. Here is an example of a drill block with separate sequences. Drill on commands: M101, M106, M33, T21. Drill tool change command: G80, T21. Drill off commands: G53, Z0, M101, M105, M35. Just like with router tools, you replace the drill number with the T placeholder and apply line breaks using the BR placeholder. Each group is then placed into the corresponding fields. For drill on, drill change, and drill off, Woodsoft will output them in the correct order. For your drilling cycle. Type 3. Machines with one automatic tool changer spindle. Some CNC machines have a single spindle with automatic tool change, and they do not require a separate tool change command sequence. In this case, the machine simply uses one command to turn the spindle on, and one command to turn it off. There is no separate tool change block. Because both routing and drilling operations use the same activation pattern, you only need to enter the spindle on command into the tool on field. This concludes the full configuration process for creating a post processor in Woodsoft Nesting 2025. Following the interface from top to bottom, by matching your settings to the sample NC file from your machine, you can ensure accurate, stable, and compatible CNC output for any supported CNC model. Thank you for watching.